Buses are everywhere, yet people rarely stop to think about how cool they actually are. Every day millions of people hop on and off without a second thought. But these giant vehicles are more than just a way to get from point A to point B. For starters, buses are one of the most efficient forms of public transportation. Imagine if every person riding a bus were driving their own car, then streets would be packed, traffic would be a nightmare, and pollution levels would skyrocket. Buses help reduce congestion and lower carbon emissions, making them a surprisingly eco-friendly choice. Then there's the social aspect. Unlike cars or even trains, buses have a unique way of bringing people together. In a single bus ride, you can see students heading to school, workers commuting to their jobs, tourists exploring a new city, and elderly folks enjoying their daily routines. As a moving snapshot of everyday life, people from all walks of life sit together, sometimes in silence, sometimes in conversation, and sometimes just nodding off after a long day. Another thing that makes buses fascinating is their variety. City buses, school buses, double-deckers, minibuses, sleeper buses, you name it, each one serves a specific purpose and has its own vibe. Double-decker buses, especially the famous red ones in London, offer great views, while sleeper buses turn long journeys into moving hotels. Technology has also made buses smarter and better than ever. Modern buses come with GPS tracking, real-time arrival updates, and even Wi-Fi. Some cities are introducing electric buses that run on clean energy, making them quieter and better for the environment. And let's not forget about autonomous buses. Self-driving technology is slowly making its way into public transport, which could change how we think about commuting in the future. One of the best things about buses is the unpredictability. Every ride is different. You might meet someone interesting, hear an unexpected story, or witness a random act of kindness. Sometimes there's the challenge of finding a good seat. Sometimes it's a battle to stay standing during a bumpy ride, and sometimes you get that rare moment when the bus is completely empty and you feel like you have the whole thing to yourself. Long-distance bus trips add another layer of adventure. Whether it's a cross-country journey or just a few hours to a nearby town, there's something special about watching the scenery change through the window. Roadside stops, random food stalls, and unexpected detours all add to the experience. Unlike airplanes, where you're stuck in the sky with nothing to see, buses let you watch life unfold as you travel. Despite their size, buses are surprisingly easy to ignore. People tend to focus on cars, motorcycles, and even trains when they think about transportation. But buses are the unsung heroes of modern travel. They connect cities, neighborhoods, and people without demanding too much attention or appreciation. Flying on a plane is one of those things that feels both normal and extraordinary at the same time. We buy a ticket, go through security, sit in a metal tube, and suddenly we are soaring thousands of feet above the ground. It is something that would have been unimaginable centuries ago, yet today we treat it like just another part of life. The moment you step onto a plane, there is a certain kind of magic. You find your seat, settle in, and listen to the captain's announcements. Then comes take off. The engines roar, the plane speeds down the runway, and suddenly the ground disappears beneath you. It is a feeling that never really gets old, even for frequent flyers. Once you are in the air, time seems to work differently. Hours feel both fast and slow. As you sit in a seat surrounded by strangers, some people read, others watch movies or listen to music, some just stare out of the window watching the world shrink below them. Clouds look like giant pillows, cities look like tiny toy models, and if you are lucky enough to fly at sunrise or sunset, the sky puts on a spectacular show of colors. One of the best things about flying is the sense of possibility. The moment you board a plane, you could be going anywhere. Maybe it is a short business trip, maybe it is a long-awaited vacation, or maybe it is a spontaneous getaway. The plane itself does not care. It is just there to take you wherever you need to go. Of course, there are some downsides to flying: the cramped seats, the questionable airplane food, the occasional crying baby. But even those things are part of the experience. Airports can be chaotic, but they are also filled with excitement. Every departure gate tells a different story. People heading home, reuniting with loved ones, or chasing new dreams in a faraway place. Flying also has a strange way of making you appreciate both distance and connection. On one hand, it makes the world feel small. A trip that would take days or even weeks by car or boat can be done in a matter of hours. On the other hand, it reminds you how vast our planet really is. When you fly across time zones or over endless oceans, it hits you that the Earth is massive and full of places waiting to be explored. Then there is the landing, the moment when the wheels touch the runway and everyone silently celebrates inside. Whether it is relief, excitement, or just the thought of stretching their legs again, no matter how many times you fly, that feeling of arrival is always satisfying. At the end of the day, flying is more than just a way to get from point A to point B. It is an experience in itself, a mix of adventure, routine, And wonder it is one of the few things in life that lets you defy gravity cross continents and see the world from a perspective that once belonged only to birds and dreamers. So the next time you board a plane, take a moment to appreciate it, because no matter how common it may seem, flying will always be a little bit magical.